Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Illusions of Itehari, continuing Tabari's route. We just got into chapter 1, so we she already met him. We saw that ridiculously hot CG. You know, they could show us that CG once every hour, and that would be fucking phenomenal. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking to him, and then he walked away from us, I think. Obviously, because we seem to be chasing him down. I did not play any of this yesterday, so it's been like 2 days since I played, because I played the other day. So, like, after like 48 hours, I'm like, look, after about 24 hours, I'm like, what happened? So, forget it. Anyway, hey, Tabari, please. Bold of you to use my name so casually when we barely know each other. Tabari walked on without sparing me a glance. I had to break into a light jog to keep up with him. Besides, I never told you my name. Not to mention you never gave me yours. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I'm of the Eastern Forget it. I don't really care about your lineage. I couldn't remember the last time someone treated me this way. She's like, God, I love it. Put on glasses, pin me against a wall, and insult me harder, Daddy, okay? Still, we were finally able to meet, so I couldn't give up now. I managed to catch up to Tabari, who still refused to look my way, and asked if he saved a child, saw anyone suspicious. We should ask about the child. Did you see anyone suspicious? Well, that's stupid, because he is the suspicious person. We know this. Okay, I mean, to be fair, if you played this route before Aoyuki, because you could do either one of them, then you wouldn't know. I mean, to be fair, part of me actually thinks you should have done Tabari's route before Aoyuki's. Maybe because Aoyuki's gives away nothing of the plot at all, aside from Yuri as an asshole, which, I mean, that was a plot in itself, and a bunch of random fucking shit, and how, like, the hierarchy really does not actually fucking function in this game, and makes you a little more confused with then this happens, but then this, but over here, but then this doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like with the whole, she can tell the cops no, but if Yuri came in, then we'd have to, but then if that's the way it works, and the Korozuru isn't the one with the authority, it's based on you're a noble, then why does he listen to Karatachi? And then why does anyone listen? And it's like, that doesn't make any motherfucking sense. And it still doesn't make any motherfucking sense, and it still bothers me, clearly. But you know what I mean? Aside from all of that, like, there really wasn't anything given away, aside from there were fires, and the Shiranui hates the Great Taiju, and then that's basically it. It's a passing kind of thought. But it led into Ugetsu doing his shit. But there was also Tabari jumping down in front of you, and then it's like, oh, that's Tabari. He's wearing a mask. Okay. But I feel like if you had done this one, that would have made a little bit more sense. But, you know. But at any rate, so if you were doing this one first, I could see you being like, oh, did you see anyone suspicious? But we know he's the suspicious one, so I feel like, did you save that kid? Did you? You like Krabby Patties, don't use Squidward. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. I don't want to be right if this one is the wrong choice, so. You know, I was wondering, did you happen to save a child from the house next to the fire? I actually came to the entertainment district thinking that someone from here had helped him. Who knows? You were watching from the roof, right? So I just thought it would make sense if you were the one. Then maybe something like that did happen. He's totally brushing me off. I love how fucking mad his face is. I love his resting bitch face. He's like, yep, whatever. And he doesn't want to look at us. Oh! He's our crunchy little marshmallow, isn't he? He's our marshmallow. We're going to melt him. Yuri is a douchebag that we're going to melt. It's different. Like, Yuri is just an asshole. Yuri is a dumpster fire. He is trash. And we are going to jump in that dumpster and roll around in that trash like the best fucking raccoon we can be, okay? Aight? It's going to be great. A raccoon in a fire suit, because that dumpster is on fire. But, you know, but Tabari really seems like he's our marshmallow. You know what I mean? Which, again, never, I still think it's funny because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But yet it makes perfect fucking sense. It makes perfect sense. Listen. It happened. We coined that term with our love interest probably back in probably Code Realize days. And it was like, and it doesn't make logical sense except for when they melt and get all gooey on the inside. Then it makes sense, but it really doesn't because marshmallows are squishy. And he's definitely not squishy. Inside, yes. Inside, melted and gooey when we stuff him in a fire that is the fire of our love. But like right now, he's crispy on the outside. So I mean, I guess a burnt marshmallow. I don't know. Like it makes absolute fucking sense, and yet none whatsoever. But that's what we do here. So I guess I shouldn't be mad at the game for. Well, okay, no, but that's not really true because the game is like, here are the rules, and you're like, those don't make any sense, and they're just like, shh, just go with it, and you're like, yeah, but it doesn't make absolute sense while making no sense. It literally just makes no sense. So whatever. But goddamn, I love him already. First of all, he's beautiful, so I loved him the second he showed up. And that CG, that was a gift. But also, he's just really pretty, so yeah. If that's the case, I don't think you need to hide it. Tabari let out a small sigh, briefly turning his gaze upon me as he responded coldly. That's just how I do things. I don't want to get dragged into anything troublesome. We're making that SpongeBob face right now. Like, you're gonna get dragged into something troublesome when you fall in love with me, Tobari. Yes, you are. Seriously, the stupid grin on my face when I read that line and I looked at his fucking snarky face right now, I was like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. I don't want to get dragged into anything troublesome. Hey, we're just standing right here waiting for you to love us. It's going to be all sorts of trouble. I'm waiting for that line to come back and bite you in the ass and for you to make reference to it about 7 other times in the rest of this game. It's going to be great. Is that it? What else could it be? Well, I hesitated for a moment, unsure of whether or not to say it aloud, but decided to anyway. Perhaps you're worried people will think you're part of the Shiranui. He's like, no, because they can't touch me here. Tabari immediately stopped and narrowed his eyes at me. I then realized what it was to have his complete attention. The piercing look in his eyes made my heart almost leap out of my chest. I mean, ugh. Pin me against a wall and stare at me like this. As he turned to meet my gaze, his green eyes caught the light, glinting like the spark of a flame. Seeing a noblewoman like you go out of your way to talk to me about that night. I had a hunch you were only following your suspicions of me. I knew it couldn't have been that you fell for me at first sight. It could be both. Why not both? Tabari took a step closer. Oh no, seriously, stay this close. Look at the tiny little moles under his eyes. And then just keep blinking at me. You blink too much. Okay, that's better. I mean, every once in a while I remember, like, the sprites are moving and I notice it, but it's not as disjointing anymore. Like, and maybe it's because I'm also spending a lot of time reading, where if you were just listening to the game, if you understood Japanese, and were just staring, or you're listening to me and you're just staring at him, it's a little more disjointing. Especially when he blinks rapidly, but I do think they could have moved them a little bit less. Like, I get what they were going for, like, oh, it looks like he's breathing and he's moving, but it's almost too much. But at the same time, if they did it less, you'd be like, is he moving? I can't tell if he's moving. Is he moving? And I don't know if that would be weirder and slightly more unnerving if he was just vaguely, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a point where it'd be, like, unnerving because you're like, they're moving. I think they're moving. I can't tell, though. Where it'd just be barely perceptible and it'd be kind of creepy and weird. And then there's this where it's a little too much, and I feel like you could have turned it down just a teeny bit. Where it would still be moving more than the unnerving, are they moving? I can't tell, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Well, anyway. It's only actually really weird when you stare at them for a long time, so, but just, it's hard when he's this close to me with that resting bitch face. But think about it. Let's say that I was the person behind it. He spoke in a warning tone as he reached a hand toward me. Are you going to kiss me? Oh, we're getting a CG. Oh, thank God. Excuse me? Excuse me, promises, promises. You better kiss me with that mouth right now. In a gesture that seemed natural to him, he lifted my chin and forced me to look up. God damn it. If you were smart. Okay, seriously, all right. I would probably be too frozen like a deer in headlights and not remember how to breathe or what my name was or that math existed. It just in general. If he did this to me. But what you want to be able to do is when he's making threats like that, just to be like, and just lean up and just kiss him. Just give him a little kiss. Just a little peck. Kiss him on the nose, boop him on the snoot, something. Just I don't know, something. You know what I mean? Because he's like trying to be all intimidating and in your face. And you just give him a little kiss or just a little poke him on the nose. See, you know, just to be that asshole in the face of his asshole, it would just, yeah. You think you're going to get this close to me and intimidate me, sir? I will kiss you, motherfucker. Don't you dare. You know? That'll show you don't get your pretty face that close to me. I won't bite. Well, maybe. But his emerald eyes stared deep into mine as he brought my face closer. Kiss him. Look at how hot he is. If I were mad enough to set the great Taiju's realm on fire, do you think I'd have any problem with killing a lone woman? Yeah, because you're not like that. Did you say killing or kissing? Just because I heard kissing, and I think we should. This is why I'd get kicked out of the van that tried to kidnap me. His little whisper tickled my ear. What's wrong? Don't tell me you've stepped foot into a place like this without knowing anything about it. I stiffened, conscious of the fact that he was close enough to graze my lips with the slightest movement. See, she's thinking about it too. Okay, this is one time you ain't being stupid. I could feel the heat pooling in my cheeks. The man you've come to see is known to preside over the world of love and pleasure. Oh, the man you've come to see is known to preside over the world of love and pleasure. I feel like you're saying that in a sexier tone, but I take this to mean you willingly came to be devoured by him. Who's raising their hand right now? I'd raise both, but the bird has one usurped, and I'm not going to disrupt him just for this. But, like, I'm raising both, metaphorically, okay? If it's a partner you want, I'll gladly keep you company. You're too close! You're way too close! This is what happens when a woman journeys here alone. Especially a pretty noble woman like you. Since you've come of your own accord, you can't complain if you're dragged into the depths. That's not... This is the start of a dark romance novel with a lot of fucking smut in it. And I am here for it. Please continue. Please tie me up. Tie me down. Whatever. I desperately searched for the words to refute him, but my mind failed to cooperate. Right, because she's just like, kiss me. I wish she would just blurt that out. How did it come to this? One thing was certain. I had made a mistake in brazenly heading into the entertainment district without understanding the potential implications. No matter how high up your family is, this is my territory. No one can defy me. But if you're looking to become my personal concubine, I can definitely take you into consideration. Okay. Concubine, a woman who's kept by a man with power and expected to engage in physical intimacy, but despite being of lower status than a wife. I mean, I still want to be your wife, but, like, we can start at concubine. I mean, you're giving me a choice, right? So, like, okay. I'm not being forced into it. Normally, I'd be like, fuck you, sir, but it's Tabari, so it's like, I mean, sure. Okay. Whatever. No, thank you. His mocking whisper made me reflexively shove his chest away with all my might. Now, see, again, this would be like, you could be my concubine, bitch! And then kiss him. And then boop him. If you care at all what happens to you, don't pass through this archway again. Tabari warned me in a calm voice, with no hint at all of the forwardness I saw just seconds ago. It's really funny because actually, like, he's being like all salty and bitchy, and you're like, God, he's kind of a douche. I'm here for it. But we know that he's a little rough around the edges, but he's actually like kind of like a little bit. Again, he's a marshmallow. When he was in Aoyuki's route, you're like, yeah, he seems like, yeah, whatever. I got an angry face, but like, yeah, okay, no, whatever. And he was actually like nice. You're like, you're actually a nice boy. You're nice under there. Yes, you are. You're nice and squishy. You just want to squeeze his little tummy tums. It's probably rock hard. Probably got rock hard abs under there, so, but like, whatever. This may be hard to hear for a sheltered noblewoman so carefully raised in a grand estate, but there are some things you really ought to turn a blind eye to. Forget everything you saw that night. Otherwise you might suffer something even worse than today. You think this was suffering? Sweetie, I'll read this whole book tonight. His manner of speech and the way he conducted himself. I had never met anyone like him in all my life. This person is dangerous. Yes.
That's him! I'm sure of it!
I looked around for the source of the voice, the boy that he saved. It didn't take long for me to spot a smiling young boy running toward us at full speed. It's him! The boy who was found unconscious in an alley that night.
You're the nice man who saved me, right?
I'm sorry, but this is adorable. Because we're like, you saved a boy, and he's like, you don't know shit. And then he gets all close and sexy with us, and you're like, oh my god, take me now. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, you better just back off. And then this little kid comes out, you're the one who saved me. And we're like, okay, so you're a lot more marshmallowy than you want to pretend to be. Okay, Tobari. Okay, little marshmallow man. Kind of funny because, oh my god, it's so good. In contrast to the boy's cheerful disposition, Tabari remained silent with a grim expression on his face. Yeah, but his pissy face is a lot softer right now.
Oh, milady, you're here too.
Yashiro, what are you doing here?
Helping out Hungitsudo. We were asked just this morning.
That's fancy-ass background. This is a nice house. Can you find the person who saved my son? You were there that night, weren't you?
We appreciate the request, but we don't know what he looks like. In that case, I'll come with you. I want to thank him myself.
Yashiro's just, like, got the kid on a leash.
So we figured we'd start with our leading candidate, Tabari. Looks like we were right on the money, huh? Thank you so much for saving me. My parents asked to thank you as well. Can I please invite you to my home?
No, thanks. Tabari... Oh, you just no thanks. That was not a period. That was a comma, but... They look the same. They're so small and my eyes are blind. Tabari coldly shut down the beaming child's request. I don't intend to get all chummy with the nobility. Sorry you got hurt, though. The boy looked taken aback by Tabari's response as he nonchalantly turned away. As for you, milady, I'll pretend this conversation never happened. You should do the same. Got it? He spoke pointedly, as if to tell me that he wouldn't accept any further questioning. Think twice before ever entering the entertainment district again. Go into the entertainment district and kiss Tabari. Don't go into the entertainment district and don't get to kiss Tabari. Okay, wait, gotta think twice. Go into the entertainment district and kiss Tabari. Don't go into the entertainment district and don't kiss Tabari. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go into the entertainment district so I can kiss Tabari. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I thought about it twice. Don't worry about it. I didn't need to, but I did, because he told me to, so I did. I listened. He then left me, Yashiro, and the boy behind. What do you make of this, milady? God damn, I want to kiss him so hard. What? Never mind. He was a little scary, but so fucking hot.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know. That's just how I'm feeling. Yeah. I feel like she's like, he's a little scary and so ridiculously hot, I want to ride him like a pogo stick. And then Yashiro being like, that's not... What? Then that would have made a little more sense. Oh my god. You subscribed to this, so you clearly wanted all my issues. and they're free for you guys. So you get all the back ones too if you want to watch all the old playthroughs where I think we get more unhinged as we go. I mean, again, I think I was always just pretending I had hinges, but Jesus Christ. We keep getting more door frames and less hinges up in here, so jeez. I tried to brush it off as Yashiro gave me a wry smile, and then turned to face the young boy, who now looked crestfallen. Was he really the man who saved you?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I got the wrong person.
No, I think you're right. I'm positive he was the person who helped you that night. Even though he's cold, not the least bit friendly, and frankly intimidating, he still helped this child. Now, that makes my womb stir. That makes her loins stir. Don't talk about your womb. Yeah, no, that was... Nah, what was I thinking? Gross. She's like, oh, the budding of love deep inside me. Oh, I want him. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you didn't want to kiss him when he had your face that close to him, she certainly is considering it now. He's so kind to this child. I mean, again, that just shows you what a marshmallow he really is. And he did give me advice. At least I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he wasn't actually as fearsome as he looked. I think he is kind of fearsome, but again, he's still a marshmallow on the inside. Shortly afterward, Yashiro needed to return the boy home, so I decided to accompany them. I stood beside Yashiro as he gave a brief report of his findings to the boy's father. I see. From the entertainment district.
You might have denied it, but I'm sure he's the one. If there's anything else you need, I'd be happy to assist.
No, that's quite all right. Huh. Seems that my son was mistaken. The boy's father spoke harshly. How could someone from the entertainment district save him? Goodness, that would bring shame upon our household. I apologize for the trouble. Please accept your payment and leave. Shortly afterward, we used that 2 seconds ago, Yashiro accompanied me to the 3rd Division. Today's events weighed on our minds, and we remained silent the entire way back. When we arrived home, Aoyuki welcomed us in and invited Yashiro to stay for dinner. Yashiro readily accepted the offer with a smile. This seemed to surprise Aoyuki, who probably expected Yashiro to refuse. He's like, I was just being nice. Fuck. After dinner, I can't believe that change in attitude, just because Tobari's from the entertainment district. I summarized what happened earlier in the day as I sipped on the tea that Aoyuki prepared. After I told him everything, Aoyuki had a hand to his temple and responded in an unsteady voice. And there's a lot I want to say. First off, you know that the entertainment district isn't a place for a noblewoman to be seen wandering around, right?
But thanks to her, we finally made some progress. We're almost certain that Tabari's the person she saw, and the boy's savior. All that's left is to see if he's behind the fire, too.
That's true. And what's on your mind, Spacey? Aoyuki must have sensed that there was something else that worried me. I mean, the victims of the fire think that owing a debt to someone from the entertainment district will bring shame upon them. Tabari helped them, so how could they speak of him that way? Regardless of background, we should always feel gratitude for the help we receive. Well, Yashiro looked between me and Aoyuki, who was at a loss for words, and tilted his head quizzically. Yeah, because Yashiro's like, why you so fucked up here? Good question.
Is it really so strange?
Why you so fucked up in Ginwan? Huh?
Selling your body isn't anyone's first choice. Even commoners might consider the place beneath them.
I mean, okay, I guess there's that. It's just the looking down on sex work. Fair enough.
There are plenty of people who think that's a basis enough to look down on the district.
I suppose that's true. Although it's not just sex work that's there. You know what I mean? Like there's gambling dens and like whatever. So it's like but it's all the things. Oh, they're vices. Drinking and gambling and sex work. They're all negative, and yet y'all fucking partake in half of that. So unless you have never done anything of the sort. You know what I mean? Like, don't be looking down on the entertainment district when you're frequenting the entertainment district. You know? Like, it's one thing to have a misconception and be like, oh, okay, this is bad because you don't know anything about it or you don't consider, like, the people that do it. Like, oh, sex work is awful and you're terrible if you do it. I know sometimes I throw around man whore, but, like, I'm not trying to degrade sex workers. Like, that's your choice. And I feel bad if you're forced into that scenario. But if you choose to do that because you're making money, like, good for you. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I just like calling some of our boyfriends man whores, and it's in a totally different context. But I'm well aware that that term comes with that kind of thought process behind it. Like, oh, you're a whore because you're you're into sex work, but doing sex work does not make you a whore. You know what I mean? Okay, but I get where people have like negative because you don't know anything about it. So it's like it's easy to fall into those traps as a human being to not understand about something and have a negative connotation or think negatively until someone clarifies and goes, "You know what? Here's the deal." And then you get in, and that's the point. You have to learn things. And like not everyone's going to know everything all at once, right? So fair enough. It's okay to make a mistake and be like, the entertainment district where people are selling their bodies, and then be like, you know what? Some of these people don't have a choice. They're not rich assholes like you. They weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and then blah, 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 and like whatever. And there might be people who go, yeah, you know what? Okay, you're right. I came from a point of privilege where I have had other opportunities that this person didn't have. Or in some cases, yeah, really? Because those people were forced into this, like bought and sold. Like you shouldn't buy and sell people. You know what I mean? So like, you don't know situations until people explain things. It's all about broadening your horizons, though. You can have a negative view of something and then change that based on the information given to you. You know? Like, you can have a negative view of sex work and then understand when you learn more that, you know what, it's not something to look down upon. Maybe it's something that you would never personally do, but that doesn't mean that the people who do it are less than you are. You know what I mean? There are certain things we should never change our mind on. You don't touch kids or assault people. Okay? Those are inappropriate no matter what. You can't try to justify those. There's never a justification. Okay? I don't care if back in the 1700s 13-year-olds were getting married. Okay, people also died at 30. We don't do that shit. There are reasons we change things, because shit's wrong. Aight? Let's not try to make 13-year-olds brides anymore. That's gross. You know? There's shit like that no matter what you... No, that's always gross. That's always going to be gross. It's gross. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, there's some people out there that think that you're like, nah. And also, you can't convince me that the earth is flat. You are just an idiot. You know what I mean? There's definitely some things that no matter how much people are trying to convince you it's the way it is or it's okay, you're like, no, you're just stupid. But, like, gambling, if you're going to bankrupt yourself and sell your children, that's a problem. But if you're going to the casinos for funsies and you got $20 and you want to gamble that $20 away, go for it. Whatever, that's your choice. You know what I mean? Like, what? Don't bite me. Anyway. But it's just interesting that they're like, oh, the entertainment district is horrible. You go there. I bet that man's been there a couple of times. So whatever. And we know that the women in there are like, you know, whatever. But are the men doing it? Are you saying I could rent him for a weekend? Because we got money. That's some fucked up shit. I'm not sorry, though. Anyway, I suppose that's true. Personally, I really don't agree with that mindset. See, okay, I like her in times like this. You know, she's like, I don't understand why people think that. You know what? That's okay to be naive in this sense, where you're like, are people dumb? Yes, girl. Yes, they are. Naoyuki sighed before warning me in a firm tone. Regardless, Spacey, don't go to the entertainment district anymore. And don't involve yourself with its delegate. His position has a unique sort of immunity. Do your best to steer clear when you see him at the Ryue.
You mean he has his own seal to get in?
Yashiro looked shocked, and Aoyuki responded with a firm nod. Not even the Kurozuru can exercise their full authority in the entertainment district. I don't know. The entertainment district is seeming pretty fucking powerful is all I'm saying. You know, for everyone being like, oh, the sex work there. Oh, these people are horrible. Oh, they actually have more power than you do, rich asshole. I'm just saying. Because the Kurozuru walks in and they're like, the fuck out of my territory. You try that shit, rich dude. Because from what I've heard from the rules in this game, you can't tell the Kurozuru to get the fuck out of your house unless they're of noble rank less than you, and then all Yuri has to do is show up and be like, get fucked because he's higher than you. Because he's of the second. So unless you the first, get fucked. But they can't do that to Tobari, so that's what it is. It's jealousy. They're jealous that Tobari outranks them. And he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's just some common trash. You know, I like rich people getting their comeuppance. It's kind of fun. I know we are rich people, but we're like the outlier who's like, I think everyone should be equal and we should spend our money to help people. She's like the 1% of the 1%, which is like the one person who is wealthy that isn't a cunt, you know? Okay, there's probably at least like a dozen rich people that aren't cunts, but you know what I mean. They're majority of them are cunts, so yeah. Lord Yuri of the Kurozuru said the same thing. The weight of those words was beginning to sink in, and I'm sure Yuri hates that, which is going to be so much fun. I hope we get to see Yuri getting pissed off at Tobari in this route. It's going to be so good. I love watching Yuri get trampled. Brings joy to my life because I want to step on him a lot. Aoyuki, what have you heard about him? He's young but extremely capable, and quick to deal with conflict. I also heard that he's merciless and unpredictable, that he doesn't give nobles any special treatment. I recalled Tobari's boldness in pulling me close to him earlier. Tobari does seem hard to read, but I also feel like he's not that bad of a person. That's just because you want to kiss him and he's pretty. Come on. That's like me being like, Yuri's not that bad. Yes, he is. Yuri is awful. Okay. I guess it's a little more being like, Yuri is a dumpster fire, but I love him anyway. That's just the stupidest fucking thing you could say. He's a dumpster fire and we should hate him. So being like, I don't think... Tobari does seem like an ass, but I'm sure he's nice. Girl. It's true, though, but still. She's as delulu as we are. My lady...
You seem to be quite a supporter of his.
I didn't mean for it to come off that way. I'm just a bit curious about him, that's all. He's really kissable. Trying to scare me off from the entertainment district was probably for my sake. It didn't seem all that different from Aoyuki's scolding, which I knew came from a place of concern. Whether it was commendable or not was another question entirely. Am I being too optimistic about all this? I'm sure the Kurozuru are well aware of the fires occurring all over Itehari, including the fact that they may be intentional. There will definitely be a formal investigation, so the Kurozuru and the Great Taiju will take care of the rest. There's no need for you to do anything more. You've discovered the identity of the man you saw on the roof. Isn't that enough? His wording was deliberate, and I couldn't find the words to respond.
Looks like everything's settled, so we'll head home. Oh, by the way...
Yashiro smiled gently as he stood up from his seat.
Can I get back to the Central District by turning right when I leave? Or do I go left?
Oh, that's right. You still don't remember your way around.
The Castle District kinda has the same look no matter where you are, so it's a bit hard to figure out.
Do you need a guide back? Oh, do you need a guide back to Hanagetsudo?
I think I'm fine. I'll manage as long as I know which direction it is from here.
In that case, I'll just walk you out to the corner. Is that all right? I looked over at Aoyuki to request his permission, and he nodded reluctantly in response. Come straight back once you see him off. Got it? Got it. As soon as we stepped outside, Yashiro gave me an inquisitive look.
I may just be imagining things, but
What is it?
You want to kiss Tobari, don't you?
How dare you? Of course I do.
I have a feeling you're going to try to meet with Tobari again.
I mean, it is his route, so it makes sense. You're not wrong. If someone really did start that fire, I wanted to do something about it. The reason I went in the first place was to find some sort of clue. But now, that wasn't very nice of you. I was like rubbing his neck feathers, and then like he went to turn because I obviously poked a pin feather and I pulled my hand back, so he couldn't bite me. But then I put my hand back down and then he bit me. He was like, "I will fucking wait. You just vindictive." You're like, I didn't, because like it's an instant like you bites me because I hurt him by accident because you're nasty boy. But it was really funny because he's like, all right, fine, I didn't catch you. But the second you put your hand fucking back for me to cuddle against, I will bite you then.
You just held on. You just held on to that vindictiveness. It was only a couple seconds, but still, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice. I got my hand away from you, therefore I won that battle. I won that battle. You didn't get to bite because you didn't get me. I got my hand away before you could get me, so you don't get to get me a second time. That's not how it works. That's not how this works. It's not like playing rock, paper, scissors, where like we both do scissors and then you change it to rock afterward. You don't get to do that. And that time that was really fucking hard. But I did grab your beak, so we're beak wrestling. Uh-oh, do you gotta go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on, come here. Come here. I can't get up if you're where you're sitting. All right, fine. Don't you fall over. He's got to go potty. Somebody's got to go potties. Hold on. Let's walk over careful. Hopefully my thing doesn't unplug. Okay, you got to go potties? Oh, good boy. Thank you. You got to go poopies? Are you going to go potties? Good boy. Thank you very much. Flew over there on his own because I was tangled up. Well, my headset cord was behind my shoulder and he was on my shoulder. And I'm like, I do not want to try to pull this off around me so I could get a little bit closer to like his perch thing where I could like put him onto it. And he's just like, I'll fly over there. Thank you. You could do that when I'm sitting here when you have to go potties. It's literally right behind me. You know where it is. You're not stupid. He's like, but I'm fucking lazy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a very fat, lazy boy. You're so fluffy. You're so fluffy. Anyway. Would someone who saved a child really commit arson? Yes. It's true that Tobari seems intimidating, but I think that's because I mentioned the Shiranui. I recall my conversation with Tobari. He had just brushed everything off prior to then, but his demeanor completely changed once I brought it up. So, does that mean that the head of the entertainment district might have something to do with the Shiranui after all? If so, things may be more dangerous than we thought.
Well, I understood everyone's concerns. I can't ignore it. I want to know more! Okay, once we answer, you have to, like, I love the way Yashiro looks in this sprite where he's just a little intense. Instead of being, like, goofy and adorable, the intensity in his eye, you're like, sir, back up, what? I'm sure you've looked like this before, but I've missed it. Okay. I can't ignore it. I want to know more. I feel like I can't ignore it. It's like, it's my duty to know more. And it's like, girl, get off your noble high horse. But I want to know more is more like, I want to know more because Tobari intrigues me. And I just feel like that's a sexier answer. So I choose I want to know more. I can't reach my thing. Oh, good. It's I want to know more. You know what I mean? Again, I can't ignore it. Just seems like, I am a noble and I want to know. I can't ignore it. I will save the world. And you're like, oh, give me a fucking break. Just seems pompish and like rich bitchy. You know what I mean? Anyway. There might be more to this than we initially thought. Like, seriously, there's something about his, like, sulky, intense face. Yashiro, it's hotter right there. What happened earlier in the day resurfaced in my mind. I was especially bothered by the man's reaction to finding out his son's savior was from the entertainment district. And because I'm a noble, I have a responsibility to the people of Itehari. If there's a problem that I can help solve, no matter how little I can contribute, I feel that I should do something about it. Yashiro blinked a few times in surprise, murmuring as he processed what I just said.
Because you're a noble.
The reason we're given such a fortunate living is because of our duty to protect Itehari and fight on the people's behalf in times of need. I learned in school that there was a lot of violence on the surface, conflicts like invasions and civil wars. But such events were virtually non-existent in the floating city of Itehari. Our role may have become a mere formality, but I was raised by my uncle in the Northern Second to take our sacred mission to heart. Which was why fulfilling my duties as a noble was simply a given.
I see.
Despite his slight nod, I had a feeling Yashiro wasn't entirely satisfied by my answer. I suppose it'd be difficult for someone who wasn't a noble to understand my reasoning. Or someone who doesn't belong here. Remember, we don't know that he doesn't belong here yet. Can I ask you to keep this a secret from Aoyuki? I don't want him to worry.
Of course, I will tell him. Though I have to say that I do understand where he's coming from. I'm kind of curious about everything too, so if you're okay with it, maybe we can investigate together.
Really? Thanks, Yashiro. It'd be really helpful to team up. Yashiro's smile deepened in response to mine.
Then let's get to it. Tomorrow...
The next day, I finished my work earlier than usual and headed into town. I went to meet Yashiro on a street near Hungetsudo. He'd already arrived by the time I got there. Sorry, were you waiting long?
Not at all. You're just in time. When I told Suyakusa what was going on, he pushed me out and told me I shouldn't keep you waiting.
Has he got a lot of work to do?
He said he needed to finish a project that he's scheduled for today. He'll meet up with us in the entertainment district.
So he'll be joining us. Great. Did he seem annoyed at all?
A bit. They didn't seem all that surprised about it, though. He probably knew you wouldn't just leave things unfinished.
I think you're right. After Aoyuki, the person I had known the longest was Suyakusa. It was no surprise that he could predict my actions. Which probably meant Aoyuki probably also knew I'd be going to the entertainment district and is just turning a blind eye to it. As he should! I own you, Aoyuki, you do it so wrong. Well, he does keep saying I belong to him and he's mine and all that shit like that. So, like, listen, we've already conquered you, Aoyuki. You are my attendant and we have kinky sex. But I'm all... Okay, well, we make love. But I'm going to go have kinky freaky sex with the man in the entertainment district because I bet he knows some weird tricks. That's all I'm saying. So, this is me picking up my man harem. Okay? We've already got Aoyuki in the bag, or in the bed, to be fair. Just totally true. So we're just going to pretend that that happened, and now this is happening. Like, it's just, shh. Just, shh. Let me have this. When we arrived at the archway, Yashiro and I reviewed our plan of action. I think we should go over the wall. Okay? See, like, I think we should climb up and go over it. Because then Tobari can't be mad at us and be like, I told you not to go through that archway. And you're like, I didn't, I went over it. So, because we could probably climb up on that roof, right? There's those little pillars right there. Do you see that? On the right? We could jump up on one of those probably. Yashiro could probably push us up on that roof. And then we can probably get to that other little roof and maybe, like, scale up that, like, you think we could scale up that shutter maybe? Well, we could probably climb onto, it's going to be kind of hard to get onto that roof, but I bet we could somehow get over. Is there a gap right there between the house and the fence? Like, is there just a little bit of fence that doesn't have a roof? Like, the side over here on the left has, the wall with a little bit of a roof, but the side on the right doesn't look like it goes right up to the wall of the building. It looks like there's a little bit of fence right there. So I think if we got on the thing, we could jump to the fence and then jump over. Even if we fall and hurt ourselves, it's fine. We didn't walk through the archway. We went over it. So I'm just, Or if somehow, there's got to be something off to the left so he could shove us up onto the roof on the left here. And we can kind of like go in between the upper roof and that little lower roof on that wall and then just jump down from there. And Yashiro's with us, so he could help boost us up and then help us down on the other side. So again, we did not cross the archway. We went over it, sort of. So I'm just saying. There's a way around. And then he'd be like, I told you. And you're like, I went over it. So technically, I listened to you. You didn't say anything about going over the fence or going over a roof or whatever. So you didn't say don't set foot in the entertainment district. You said don't you dare walk under that archway. And I didn't, or through that archway. And I didn't walk through the archway. I went over it. So semantics, asshole. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we should do. I got this. That's cool. We spent way too much time and effort formulating that plan, but it was worth it. When we arrived at the archway, Yashiro and I reviewed our plan of action.
We'll split up and look for Tabari. If either of us finds him, we'll keep a close watch and not make direct contact just yet.
Whether we find him or not, we'll meet up back here at the appointed time.
Yeah, this is his domain, so be on your guard and don't do anything risky.
Right. I think it's kind of stupid to split up, but then we won't have a time where Tabari can pin us up against a wall and get a little sexy with us if Yashiro's there, so fair enough. I entered the entertainment district in high spirits. Again, did you climb over? Because if you walk through the archway, then you're just asking for trouble. But by the time the sun had set, I had failed to find the man in question. After consulting Suyakusa, who I'd bumped into at some point during the day, we decided to stop and continue our investigation the next day.
Oh my god, did you make me bleed? What the fuck? Did you see this mark? I was like, my hand hurts where you bit me. Do you see that? Don't you try to bite me while I'm showing you that? I don't know if that's bleeding or you gave me a blood blister. I can't tell. No, it's not bleeding. It feels sticky. Gross. You made me bleed. You better kiss it and make it better. Kiss my boo-boos. Give me kisses. Kiss my boo-boos. Do you see that? You made me bleed. Don't bite it. Kiss it. You're supposed to give kisses and make it better. You're mean.
He's like, put your hand back so I can snuggle into it.
It's not nice. You bitted me. You made me bleed. That's not nice. I think that's a rehoming. I think I'm going to have to get rid of you now. We're going to have to sell you. Yeah, that's what happens when doggies bite people. Doggies have to get they get put down. That's it. I'm just going to have to rehome you. I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell you on the black market for parts.
He gives no fucks. He's like, you won't. Even if he understood the words coming out of my mouth, he's like, the fuck you would.
No, I know, because if I seriously thought about not having you, I would die inside, because I love you so much, even when you're being a big fat asshole, and even when you make the ugly screaming noises that I hate, and I'm like, God damn it, I hate when you make that noise. It doesn't matter, I still love you the most of all. I do. I love you so much. You're so fucking cute. And I'm going to cry because you're so cute, because I love you so much, and I'm thinking about how adorable you are, and how cute you are, and how much I just want to squeeze you.
Alright, I'm going to go back to playing my game. I stood waiting at the now familiar spot. It didn't take long for Yashiro to arrive.
Sorry to keep you waiting, milady. Let's go.
Sure. What about Suyakusa?
He needs to make a delivery first, but...
You
don't seem disheartened at all, even though we've had no luck.
Well, I can't say I'm not disappointed, but I much prefer it to abandoning our search half-heartedly. We looked out toward the outer district as we chatted idly. A week passed by in a flash as we returned to the entertainment district again and again. I'd grown familiar with the colorful scenery and knew my way around pretty well. Tobari's gonna pop out and be like, if you're gonna show up, at least spend money! Jesus!
Alright, I'll take a look over here. Let's meet back at the archway at our usual time.
Got it! We passed through the archway and went our separate ways in search of Tobari. Tobari's sitting up somewhere and is like watching you and is like, what the fuck? Oh, we get to be Tobari now! Switching. Tobari! It's them again by the archway! Huh? Again? Seriously, Tobari, though? Like, why do you live in what looks like an abandoned building? Like... I mean, this could just be the Shinanoi hideout, but it's like, you think Tobari would have, like, swanky fucking digs, but... Guess I have no choice. Yeah. It's them again. They keep showing up. He's got spot. I mean, you knew he knew that we were here. The entertainment district had a slightly different atmosphere during the daytime. The streets were filled with its residents coming and going, with very few traces of the nobility among them. Please give it to me quickly. I overheard a desperate voice speaking to someone among the flurry of conversations. Easy now. If you want, you'll have to... Following the source of the voices, I peered into an alley to see two men deep in conversation. Ah! How are the flowers? They're doing well. They planned them out. They spoke in hushed voices, so I could only catch bits and pieces. Are they talking about their work? At the very least, it doesn't seem like they're having an argument, so we shouldn't be eavesdropping on Shioji and Pimp A. Feeling relieved that it wasn't anything serious, I was about to step away from the alley when... Thank you for your help, Tabari! Amid the hustle and bustle, I heard the name of the person I was searching for. I found him in front of a window, engaged in conversation with a man who seemed to work at that establishment. But yet, it's funny because it's like, oh, accidentally. You know he knew but he knows we're here. And he's like, them again? And so he's like, fine. So he's like, but then they're like, thanks, Tabari! I mean, maybe he helped them a day ago. We don't know, but... You were lucky this time. If you really learned from this, be sure to fix your behavior. Don't forget, our district couldn't exist without women. We men only work behind the scenes. Understood! He finished up their conversation and headed into the throng of people. I'd better go after him, but he knows you're following him. I followed him quietly, taking cover whenever I needed to so as not to be discovered. It's cute that we think we're being secret squirrel. Why'd you have to let him bring that in again? Can't you do your job properly? Don't give me that. You're the one who's supposed to be keeping an eye on him. Shut it. Quit making a fuss out in the open. Tabari! Don't get careless just because there are many customers during the day. Take it to the back. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Tabari. The two who were arguing came to their senses after just a few harsh words from Tabari. It's pretty difficult to calm people down when it's gotten that heated. I'd witnessed Tabari's influence over the residents of the entertainment district firsthand. His ability to command isn't simply because of his title as the head of the district. While there was much for me to learn, I also had a domain I presided over. So I could tell that he earned that respect because he had proven his capabilities time and time again. Oh, Tabari, dear, you look as dashing as ever today. As he was about to walk away, another voice called out to him from a different establishment across the street. That face is the same as it was yesterday. What do you want? She's like, oh, Tabari. And he's like, what? Oh, man. Even the pretty ladies can't flirt with him. My, am I not allowed to pay someone a compliment? I'm only saying hi to my boss, that's all. You really ought to visit at night, too. The other girls miss you, you know. It's none of my business. Tell them to save their affections for someone who actually likes them. Cold as usual, I see. Oh, I love it. I love it. Don't you love this? I love it. Instead of being like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna cut, like, where it's like, okay, so he's a flirty whore. I don't know, okay, you know, he works in the entertainment district, so that sounds wrong. But you know what I mean, where he's just flinging out his affections left and right, and like, what? I've got all sorts of girlfriends, or just likes the women's attention. You know, and he's like, yeah, okay, like, even if I don't sleep around, I'm still like, yeah, I like it when they pay attention to me. He's like, yeah, save that for people who are paying you, because I ain't. Like, and he gives no fucks, and they're like, oh, he's so cold, oh, he's so heartless, and it's like, oh, we are gonna melt him, and he's gonna be like fucking butter. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so great. The women laughed, seemingly amused by Tabari's blatant lack of interest. After scratching his head, Tabari left them without another word. His brow's been furrowed this entire time. Also true, I mean, they're like, oh, whatever, because he's the boss, not just because he's a hot man. So he's probably like, yeah, they're just trying to curry favor with me because I'm in charge here, like, whatever. Instead of like, you do realize how hot you are, right? Because that's, I mean, sure, probably currying favor with you because you're the boss, but it doesn't hurt that you're hot. He just wants someone to love him for him on the inside, and that's us. If he's not upset, is that just how he always looks? He's like, this bitch followed me. Tabari suddenly stopped in an empty area. I also screeched to a halt so as not to get too close to him. At that moment, excuse me! Yeah! My heart jumped as a voice called out to me from behind. I turned around to see a girl with neatly arranged auburn hair. Is this the girl? I don't think... I can't remember her name, but this isn't... I thought the other girl... I didn't think she had a ponytail. I thought she had a little bun. Oh, maybe it's her, but it's a different outfit. The girl that bumped into us and gave us the device that Suyukusa was looking for in Aoyuki's route, remember? I don't know if it's her or not. Excuse me, may I ask what you're doing? All of my actions today returned to my mind in an instant. I'd spent all this time spying on Tobari and staying out of his sight while doing so. He knew you were there. Does she think I'm someone suspicious? I searched my mind for a believable excuse, but before I could say anything, she frowned and spoke first. Has Tobari... yes? Has Tobari done something to offend you? Huh? No, not at all. Seeing how anxious she looked, I responded in the kindest tone possible. In that case, why are you watching him so intently? Well, I'm interested in... this district, Tobari. I feel like saying I'm interested in Tobari is gonna be so... I'm interested in this district. True. And that could be okay, but I feel like saying Tobari is gonna lead to, like, the cutest little misunderstanding and making us look, like, ridiculous, so... yes, thank God. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm kind of curious about him, that's all. I didn't think I was very convincing, but at the very least I wasn't lying. The girl's eyes grew wide in surprise. So in other words, my lady, do you perhaps... yes? Have feelings for him? What? What do you mean? Well, you said you were curious about him, so... I hadn't even considered whether I liked him or not. What do I do? I can't exactly tell her the truth since she's clearly acquainted with him. I felt her excitement. Her excited stare bore into me and chose my next words carefully. Well, I'm not entirely sure if that's it, but I'm definitely interested in some way. Oh, I see. The girl nodded excitedly, smiling as if she had understood. Thank goodness, I suppose I shouldn't underestimate Tabari's charms. Did I manage to convince her? At her relieved smile, I also felt the tension leaving my own body. I apologize for really stopping a lady of your standing. Oh no, please don't worry about it. I was so worried that Tobari might have offended a member of the nobility again. Does Tobari have a tendency to upset them? He does. He's fine within our usual circles, but he just can't behave around the nobility. Not only that, but he's moody, hot-tempered, and arrogant. He's made more enemies than I can count. The look on her face is like, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him. She's the one keeping him in line. This is Tobari's mom. He may have good looks, but everything else about him is wrong. I love her. He may have good looks, but everything else about him is wrong. That might be one of the best descriptions of a love interest in a game we have ever fucking seen. Okay. Alright, Alright. 20 out of 10 just for that line. Okay. To be fair, I feel like this pertains to Yori more than it does Tobari, but I feel like they're both in the Venn diagram of super hot, everything is fucking wrong. There's overlap and it's both of them. Stop or I'm gonna snort. Why is this so fucking funny? I'm sorry. It's so fucking funny. I can't. You ever... oh no, Don't do auto! Don't do auto! No shit, what did I do? Oh fuck, okay, hold on. Sorry. Oh my god, I was laughing too hard and which one's the one to go back to my... Is this the guide? No, which one's the... There it is. Oh my god. Okay, alright. I was literally thinking to myself, and I was going to say, like sometimes when something's so funny and you just can't stop laughing, and then your laughing is just funny, and then it's a cycle if you can't stop and you're going to choke to death. That's where I felt like I was going to end up. But knocking the thing and out of trying to end, oh god, oh no, it's auto, and okay, thank god that saved me, because I probably would have choked to death. I think we would have died here, because I still can't get the giggles out, but okay, anyway. He may have good looks, but everything else about him is wrong. Wow, she's brutal. I'm sure you'll come to hate him in no time as well. Really? It would have been strange to deny her claim, but I couldn't bring myself to agree with her either. Nah, no, girl, sweetie. You want to meet you? Come with me. I'm going to make you meet Yuri, and then we're going to have a one-upsmanship on who is hot, but literal trash. Everything about Tobari is wrong. Everything you think about Tobari is wrong, I will show you is nowhere near as wrong as Yuri. We are going to have epic slumber parties, the two of us talking about how wrong and beautiful these men are. Like, he's so hot. Yeah, he really is. His eyes, oh my god, gorgeous, but he's such a twat. No, seriously! Oh, I can't wait. We're besties now. Oh, that's right. I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Spacey of the Eastern Fifth, and you are... Oh, you're a noble from the Seven Houses. Please forgive my rudeness. I'm Suzune. I work as a geisha. Okay, so it is Suzune. She was the one he said, so she had her hair up and she was in her little geisha outfit, so it was just a different outfit. She kind of looked like her, but I couldn't tell. Performers in the entertainment district who entertain guests at banquets, brothels, and ryotes through music and dance. Geisha. I'm a performer. I provide entertainment at banquets by dancing and playing instruments. Oh, I think I recall my uncle inviting a few geishas from his favorite establishments to his banquets. Exactly. We usually work at brothels and ryotes, but we work outside of the district as well when requested. Brothels are establishments where guests are attended to by geishas and companions. How long have you been working as a geisha, Suzune? I only started performing in an official capacity a few years ago, but I've been training in the craft for as long as I can remember. That long? It must take a lot of work to learn everything. Well, I wasn't exactly the best student, and my dance teacher was extremely strict. I always hid from them and cried. I'd be easily found if I stayed close to the Okiya, so I'd run all the way to the Ryote 2 streets away and hide in the alley behind it. Okiya. In Itehari, Okiyas are establishments that house and manage geishas. They send their geishas to dinner parties and banquets when requested. Wow, that sounds really tough. I nodded and was about to continue when... Ah! I heard a hair-raising shriek pierce the air. Wondering what was going on, I rushed out of the alley to find the entertainment district in utter chaos. It's a berserker! A berserker? I mean, okay, so Tobari mentioned them in his route. Well, not his route, in passing in Aoyuki's route, but he's the one that mentioned it. So, okay, maybe we'll get a little more information about them now in this route. That'll be, This is bad. We should get out of here. I'm sure it'll be taken care of soon. I saw people running in all possible directions, and doors and windows were being closed shut. We're past time, but this wasn't really a transition, so. Within a few seconds, the crowded streets had transformed into a ghost town. What's a berserker? Let's get out of here! I feel like let's get out of here, but she's going to ask what a berserker is, isn't she? Ooh, save file 1 here. Sorry, Bird, I need my hand back. We're going to go this way. Okay. And let's get out of here. Good for her. What's a berserker gets us killed. Rightfully so. I don't really get what's going on, but got it. Let's get out of here. I had a lot of questions for her, but for now it seemed the best course of action was to leave the area immediately. The surrounding mayhem convinced me of it. Thank you. Follow me. Suzune led me back into the alley. We broke into a run, and a few moments later, something odd caught my eye. It looked like a person, but something was very wrong. He was on all fours, growling like a beast. His behavior was far too strange to be considered human. When he raised his head, I saw a stream of tears streaming from his unfocused eyes. He let out a growl that sounded both anguished and angry. Is that a berserker? Let's turn back! Right! We grabbed each other's hands tight and ran back the way we came. We need to get away from that thing. I didn't know what it was or what it was capable of, but it only took one glance to know that it was dangerous. It wasn't something I'd be able to reason with. What should we do? I could feel its terrifying presence chasing after us. We broke through the alley and arrived at a large street. It had probably only taken a few seconds to traverse the tiny alley, but to me it felt like an eternity. What now? Everyone had already taken shelter, so the streets were completely deserted. I was nearly breathless from fear, and my knees buckled as if my legs were about to give way. I didn't think I'd be able to keep up for much longer. Suzune, go on without me! Go on without me! My lady? I'll be fine. I shook Suzune's hand off. When I saw that she was conflicted, I repeated my request more forcefully. Go! She bit down on her lip in frustration, but obeyed my command and ran off without stopping. Thank goodness. I didn't want to endanger her, but despite my relief, I was beginning to feel overwhelmed by another emotion. I'm so scared. Oyuki, anyone, please help! You know it's going to be Tabari. I couldn't bring myself to run any further, but I was so consumed by fear that I didn't dare look back. I could hear heavy, ragged breaths inches away from me when a deep red haori fluttered into my field of vision. It flew down from above and delivered a strong kick to the creature in pursuit. My savior, who had arrived in the nick of time, was... Yeah, look at him. Look at him looking all sexy, pointing a gun in our face. Tobari? I called out to him in a hoarse voice, and he glanced at me with a familiar scowl. Yeah, but you know what? That scowl, and that's slightly right. Your scowl is always sexy, but it's super hot right now. He then directed his gaze behind me. Suzune, call Shioji over. Tabari, behind you! The target of Tabari's hard kick, which I assumed was what they called a berserker, was already getting ready to retaliate. With unsettling movements resembling a clockwork toy, it got back on its feet and leapt toward Tabari. So, milady. He dodged his opponent with ease and aimed his gun. Ugh! A cry of pain followed soon after the gunshot. As the berserker flinched, Tabari asked me a question. Can you run? I'm sorry, I don't think I can. I can't bring myself to move. It was utterly pathetic to admit, but the combination of overwhelming fear and relief that help had arrived made me sink to the ground, unable to move an inch. Oh, he's going to throw us over, or he's going to bridle carry? I don't know, he's carrying us. And stay put. Don't make any unnecessary movements. As he responded to me, he swiftly reloaded his gun. Oh, I thought he was going to carry us. That would have been sexy CG. He uses it with such ease. While guns were apparently used during battle in foreign countries, they were simply a collector's item here in Itehari. Again, why do you need guns as collector's items? What the fuck? Well, I mean, I guess it's good that Tabari has one, but... Toei currently operates on an isolationist policy with little to no involvement with the countries that exist outside of it. I had never seen anyone use one as an actual weapon before. Ah! The berserker slinked about on all fours. Despite its injured arm, which glistened red with blood, it proceeded to continue its assault. It ran toward Tabari once more at frightening speed. But Tabari was faster. He pulled the trigger before it could reach him. More blood spurted out of the fresh wound. Tried to hit it in the leg, maybe. But without faltering, it kicked off from the ground and resumed its relentless pursuit. Ah! Tabari let out a sharp breath as he ducked and slid toward it. The berserker's arms cut through the air where Tabari used to be and destroyed the door behind him. Impossible. Its strength easily surpassed that of a human. You know it's like drugs or something. But Shioji was talking to some guy and it sounded like they were doing a drug deal. And then this shows up. So it's like they on some kind of drugs. If anyone were to be captured by it, they'd be crushed in an instant. Despite that, Tabari drew closer to it without a trace of fear, although you can't have Tabari responsible for the drugs that are causing to like berserkers at the same time as also lighting the fire. You know what I mean? It's gotta be something else, so. Well, someone else. It's tied somewhere else, but. I held my breath as I watched Tabari kick off the berserker's back and leap into the air. Though he lost no momentum as he spun, my eyes seemed to catch every detail as it unfolded in slow motion. While I was mesmerized by the way his fluttering haori spread out like wings, I heard another gunshot. The berserker's shriek pierced the air along with the sound of scraping sand as Tabari landed next to me. Close your eyes. This isn't something you should see. He deftly threw out the empty shells and reloaded the gun. Tabari spoke in a cool voice that felt out of place for the situation. In response, close my eyes. We should close our eyes, do what he says, listen to our man. We keep them open. All right. I had trouble voicing my thoughts, so I simply shook my head. I felt that I needed to look, regardless of the fact that I didn't want to. I think it's interesting that we're like, no, I need to see what's about to happen, and he's like, hot. All right. I refuse to stay ignorant of this. No matter what Tabari plans on doing, I don't want to look away from it. Actually, I mean, okay, so I could see, like, if we listen to him, that's good, but I could see being like, no, I need to look, and he's like, good for you. You're not as sheltered of a noble lady as I thought. Like, okay. Just because I don't want to see someone's brains blown out doesn't, like, you know? Tabari frowned, but said nothing. He turned away, swiftly took aim at his target, and pulled the trigger without hesitation. Ah! The shot opened a hole in its head. I only realized a few seconds later that its short cry of pain was its last. The berserker's arms and legs continued to thrash within its own pool of blood for a few moments. Yikes. Until they stopped abruptly, never to move again. Now for the main issue. Tabari looked down at me with a grim face. I didn't do it. His cold, piercing glare froze me in place. Tabari had just saved me. By killing whatever that creature was. He had taken a life through violent means. A crime that should never have occurred in Itehari. A chill ran down my spine, sharper than the fear I felt when I was being chased. But he did it, and I think he's justified because it was a monster, and it would have killed God knows how many people. I thought I told you not to come back. I'm sorry. I never thought things would turn out this way. Again, like it's our fault. You sure have bad luck, milady. I expressed my remorse in a shaky voice, and Tabari responded in his usual unfriendly tone as he put his gun away. Thank you for saving me. Don't get the wrong idea. It's my job to take care of any issues here. He corrected me without even a look in my direction. Soon we heard footsteps approaching the alley where Tabari and I stood near the dead body. Spacey, what happened? Suyakusa! Grabbing Suyakusa's shoulder, Yashiro directed him to look at the bloodied corpse on the ground. Huh? Is it dead? I looked away and gulped, unable to explain the situation that had just taken place. We are like way over, but there's no really good transition. It's like, oh, we're going to run it. You know what I mean? Like there's barely a transition going on here. So, although no life remained within the berserker's body, its expression was peaceful, making it look human again. That's when I realized something. He's one of the men I saw earlier. In the alley with Shioji? The berserker! You've taken care of it already? As usual, Tabari, you do quick work. As I recalled the conversation I tried to eavesdrop on earlier that day, several men surrounded us. Shut it! You took your time, Shioji. Where's Suzune? I made sure she went inside the Okiya before I came over. She was pretty shaken up, but I'm sure she'll be fine. And you? Are you hurt? This isn't enough to hurt me. Really? Well, that's good. And who might this be? Unsure how to respond, Tabari remained silent. On the other hand, I couldn't help but blurt out a question to the man named Shioji. Excuse me, but isn't he an acquaintance of yours? You were with him earlier, weren't you? Huh? Is Shioji gonna be like bad in this, like Ugetsu was in Aoyuki? Aw. He looked back and forth between Shioji and the berserker on the ground. Hey. He's staring daggers at me. She's right, it's... Another man who peered at the body confirmed my suspicions in a shaky voice. Damari, what should we do? They've seen too much. This is bad. We'll need to take the appropriate measures for the sake of the future we're working toward. Oh, interesting! So, all right, this isn't just like an accident. Okay, interesting. All right, who's got Twisty? Well, we've got them all caught up in this mess, so why don't we invite them over? We have a lot to explain. Yeah. Tamari let out a deep, resigned sigh. I mean, that's a transition, though. The men led the way, but when we arrived at our destination, I don't know. Ooh, okay. Because I figured it was like an accidental thing or drugs or something, but it sounds like you're doing some kind of experiments that are causing people to go bonkers and then, which actually, I mean, could make sense because when we left the abyss in one of Aoyuki's bad ends, we came up in the entertainment district and we got attacked by the berserkers. So it seems like they're not happening outside, they're happening inside the entertainment district, which would make sense if the entertainment district is doing something. But I was like, but Tobari's lighting the fires and being an arsonist. So why would he also be involved in whatever drugs are happening? It's like, okay, all right, whatever, I guess they're both. So, there's probably going to be some other twist in it. You know what I mean? Like, the Shiranoi's lighting fires, and then it's like, people were dying, and then Tobari was like, whoa, 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 we burn abandoned buildings? Not people. And then the twist was, Ugetsu was burning the people, and like, taking that. So this could be like, oh, okay, they're doing some kind of drug thing, and maybe Shioji's going to be like, oh, but I was actually doing this, and that's what, you know what I mean, and was doing something nefarious under the table that Tobari doesn't know about, and that's what's causing all the problems or whatever. You know what I mean? So who knows? But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.